Welcome back to Dominion 6, folks. I am Ben, and we are going to be playing as late age Feminie. We're quite well advanced into this campaign. We've just about taken Midgard. We've taken Midgard itself. We've just got one of Midgard's last forts to take here at Green Marsh, and then we're done. They are dead, and we're going to be able. We've actually got some nice gems from the site here at Valhalla. 2 air gems per turn, 1 earth gem, so we didn't have any earth before, and then we've got 1 glamour gem too. Originally, one of the plan that I was going for before I invaded Jomon was to cast the Eyes of God, and in order to do that, Eyes of God, it basically gives me omniscience and allows me to see in every province, like a scout, essentially. We can see the score graphs as well, I believe. Also, but the problem was, I didn't have another way of boosting up Astral without empowerment. Now, empowering an Astral is really inefficient with gems. You don't want to do that. It's really like 60 Astral Pearls. Nah, that's a stupid idea. We've got better things we can do. Originally, I looked at the mod inspector first to see if there was any new path boosters, and I found actually that the Lycanthropos amulet, which is an old weapon, this is an old one, and it basically gives you +4 strength, 10% regeneration, dark vision, 50% dark vision, berserker +1. It instantly berserks you, so this is really bad for mages, and it's cursed. You can't remove it. And but in the mod inspector, this is erroneously saying at the moment that it gives you +2 fire and +2 astral. I've never known the mod inspector to be wrong. I believe it's because it's just being updated. Basically, it's the guy who does it is likely kind of like putting all the data in. There's going to be a few little problems with it, so yeah, just be a little bit careful about the mod inspector at the moment until it's all fully up there. But wonderful resource nonetheless. Do not be put off by using it. It's fantastic. This is the only issue that I found with it so far. But yeah, so I was looking at using this, and then I was like, it didn't seem right to me that a nature 2 10 nature gem item would give you those path access. That just seemed crazy to me. However, we can get the Ring of Wizardry, and Sophia can create this. You need to be a very high level nature astral mage, but you can create. Where is it? The Ring of Wizardry and the Ring of Sorcery. The Ring of Sorcery is slightly cheaper. This gives us an extra path in Astral, Death, Nature, and Glamour. Or we can pay an extra 20 gems, and this is going to increase every magic path by +1. Obviously, this is a better item, bit more expensive, okay? It gives you +1 penetration as well, which is not bad, as does the Ring of Sorcery. So that means that the enemy's saving throw against their magic resistance check, basically against any spells cast, is going to be difficult, more difficult. And by the way, +1 is a big difference when it comes to DRN rolls. So now that I can't get that, I think what I'm going to do is, we could empower her, but that's just 60 gems, right? Plus she's old. She gets diseased or something. We're going to have to start giving us stuff in order to be able to make her able to cast the Flames of Catharsis or something to get rid of the disease. It's just not a good idea. We really want to be making items that can be taken off the characters, so we can swap them around, right? Because actually, if we give that item to Sophia, she's going to be an Astral 8. In fact, we're going to do that for the time being. I don't think it makes any difference to how much the gems, the items cost. But let's give her let's give her that item. Now she's Astral Mage 9. I'm pretty sure there's nothing that we can cast at Astral level 9 yet. We've got some pretty big sorcery spells though. We do have Divine Name and Eyes of God. Yeah, we don't want to cast Eyes of God with our God. That's not the idea. We want to give it to somebody who we don't care if they go blind. If somebody just, if the AI does decide to cast the Fate of Oedipus, and the Fate of Oedipus is quite easy to cast. Also, there's quite a few people who can probably cast. Well, there's some nations that might be able to cast it. I think natively you have to be quite a high level. Was it Fire 3? Let's just have a look at this. I think it's Evocation. No, it's 4. So Fire 4 is quite hard to get at natively in the late age. I mean, it's not that easy to get in any age, to be honest. Abyssia can do it, as can let me think. Abyssia will be able to do it. Muspelheim, I think, will probably be able to do it in the early age. There might be some in, I think Abysia can probably do it in the Middle Age as well. There's a few nations that got quite high fire access. Machaca maybe? The Lion Queens might be able to do that. Yeah, there's a few. But anyway, so that is the plan. I think what we're going to do here, we are going to forge. Now, the Ring of Sorcery only boosts certain paths. We've got quite a lot of access in... You know, just for this job, I might just go for the Ring of Sorcery. We don't, like, okay, it would be nice, right, to be able to boost all of our magic paths. But this one's going to give us Astral Death, Nature, and Glamour. So Astral and Glamour are the two big ones that we really need. We're mostly an Astral and Glamour nation. Being able to boost fire would be very, very nice as well. By the way, I gave this guy the offer the King of the Lost Tribe. I gave him a fire in the jar. That increases his cold resistance and gives him a temporary fire gem as well. So yeah, that's going to be nice as he goes into that cold. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna actually make that. So I think what we'll do is we'll just go straight for the Ring of Sorcery. That's only 60 gems. It's a shame we haven't got any way of reducing that cost, but we are getting 8 gems per turn. So we'll be able to make a few of these if we need them. Once Sophia's created that, I don't think she needs this here. Like, we can just give this straight back to Amelia or whoever it is that we're going to give that item to. Then we're going to, yeah, we'll put that onto Amelia. I think Amelia is going to be chosen to be doing Eyes of God, I think. The only thing is just that she's old, okay? Now, Polymusa, the Law Mistress, might be a better bet. We've also got Wanda here at age 51, so she's already old. She's 57. Yeah, Wanda here might be better. The thing is about Wanda, she's a Sage Queen. But she's less old. Now, the max age here for those guys is 48. For the Law Mistress, it is 48 as well. That's interesting. I'm just trying to figure out when it is they're going to start getting the afflictions. You don't need to faff with this kind of detail normally, by the way, guys. Like, but the thing is, if your mage dies, right, then Eyes of God dies. Okay, goes. And the gems that you spent on it is going to be a bit of a waste. So you might want to spend it on someone who's less old. Like, look, she's really old. Amelia's actually really old. She's 63, and so she's a fair, you know, old. She's getting an old age penalty to her hit points already, and to, you know, to her other statistics. I don't think you get it to morale or no, it doesn't. It mostly affects your physical abilities. Yeah, like your defense, combat speed, that kind of stuff. What doesn't affect combat speed? It might do. Encumbrance, that kind of thing. Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't really matter who you cast it on. I think really what we want Eyes of God to be up for is just mostly, well, we want it up for the whole game if we can get it up, but I'm pretty sure that one of the AI will figure a way to cast Fate of Oedipus. Anyway, let's get on. So we're going to forge that Ring of Sorcery. We've now got a water bracelet, which is going to boost us up to water 2. I'm going to give this to Irelia here. Let me just see what she can actually cast now, because we've got a lot of water gems. And Vile Water is not a bad thing to be spending gems on. That gives you a gelatinous cube every turn. We can also do the Ice Drake. Ice Drake, yeah, this is kind of like a small dragon thing. Cold breathing dragon. Pretty cool. We can also cast Voice of Apsu. This is going to reveal water sites. I'm going to go with the Ice Drakes, I think. Yeah, it's the same level as the Vile Water. The Vile Water is good. Like, that is, if you can do some cool stuff, by the way, with gelatinous cubes, like with buffing them, making them fly, that kind of thing. You making them ethereal and flying and stuff can make them really, really. Or you used to be able to put iron skin on them. I don't know. I think iron skin and stone skin, all the kind of protection buff stuff's really been nerfed in this game. Probably for the best. It was a bit ridiculous. So yeah, I don't know. How many have we got per turn? We've got 4 per turn. By the way, there's other stuff that we can do. We don't have to. There's items that we can create, like the Rhyme Hauberk, which gives us cold resistance plus 10. This one now gives you hit points as well. Very, very nice. It's got a chill aura. This is a really, really great item, by the way. If you want to create your own Neeful Jarl, find a super combatant chassis and put one of these on it. There'll be other stuff as well. The quintessential thugging item, which is Frostbrand. This is a really, really good item that you put on your thugs. So you only need water level 1 though for creating that. Actually, creating some Frostbrands is not a bad idea, I don't think. Have we got a mage? Have we got a mage that's not doing much? Have we got a mage that is not doing too much? Water mage. Okay, here we are. Let's get a Frostbrand out. And I don't know if we can do the Vine Shield yet. We will be actually. Vine Shield is probably okay with our Nature 2 mage. Where is she? Let's see. F1. Shift N. Oh no, N for nature. There we go. There she is, Hatha. We've got another one as well. I think there's two. No, she's the only one we've got, Hatha. She's moving at the moment. So currently she's moving back to Feminie. We can make a Vine Shield next round. Frostbrand and a Vine Shield. If you put that on a Lady Knight, I think on a Lady Commander, I think that would actually be a reasonable thug. It wouldn't be a great thug, but if you had a couple of them, it would be a kind of cheap thug, right? If you put a Vine Shield, which kind of stops enemies attacking you, and then you're hitting them with the Frostbrand, and that's doing like an area of effect attack. A couple of, I think 2 of those. They're not expensive. They're not very expensive. It's kind of expensive in gems, though. They're not the best thug chassis. They don't really have any natural abilities to complement their ability to, to complement the stuff that you're spending on them. And the thing you need to think about with thugs really is how cost effective they are, because they do die. They're not invincible. They will get killed. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. We're going to keep her here, and Ainini here in Aman Forest. Andromeda here is just going to wait as well. Yeah, we're going to wait till next turn, guys. Wow, 10 minutes just talking about my plans. I think one of my saving graces is that I'm aware that I do ramble. However, I think hopefully you're learning stuff, especially if you're new players. I'm trying to at least make my thought process clear so that you can understand what's going on. Looks like Erethria attacked Jomon with a big force here. There wasn't much to see, I don't think. We can watch it if you want. Do you want to? Well, I'm going to assume that you do. Yeah, there's a really, really large force of Erethian troops here. Look at this. I like how the AI tries to overload the flank. I think that's really interesting. Especially when it protects its, its center like this properly. Hound of Twilight. Oh, wow, look at that thing. Oh, it's... The Hounds of Twilight are Stygian monsters spawned by the Mother of Monster at the dawn of time. The greatest of them was fettered at the great gates of the underworld to prevent the dead from returning to the land of the living. His siblings were lesser in might and were allowed to reign free. The beasts appear as black two-headed mounts with serpent tails. They are huge and frightening to behold. Okay, so these things are designed to kill ghosts, basically. They've got the ghost rending bite. They'll kill normal troops as well, quite happily. They've also got red cattle from Erethria. Interesting. Okay, so Erethria is making a move. Let's just go to the province where that was. Ah. Okay. Erethria are actually making a move into Jomon. Interesting stuff. Now that these guys are at war, you might find one of them accepts a non-aggression pact. Yeah. Let's see if we can get a non-aggression pact with Erethria. I don't think they'll do it, though. I think I'll only do that if... Yeah, we've got to be a bit careful, because if we invade them, we're going to bump. Let's go through the rest of the messages quickly. Children are disappearing in the night in Mudwood. Woods of the Fairy Court have been burned by a local... Woods of the Fairy Court have been burned by a local warlord. That's not a good idea. In Amophilia. That gave us drain, death, misfortune, but some air gems. The construction of the citadel in Mountain of Madness is complete, and we constructed a castle in the Towers of Heaven, and a castle in Grey Mountains. And we're still working on that green, on the fort in Green Marshes. We've got some more troops. We've got a few more siege chaff coming in here. So let's just see how that works. Yeah, it's going to take us a while to break this. I probably should have gone and taken this out, to be honest. Because Jomon is likely to come in and attack. Now, what I will do is soon... we will send a force down this way just to hold this province here and maybe do a little bit of raiding. Yeah, it looks like Jomon's going to be responding to this now. This would be a good time for us to attack them. And it's going to be a bit of a race now with Erethria to see who we can, to see how much territory we could take. Erythria could be quite scary if they get really, really big. Now, once we cast the Eyes of God, which we can do this turn, by the way, we will be able to jump on. Let's give her the Ring of Sorcery. And now she's up to Astral 5, along with the Starstride Skull's Cap. So she can now cast Eyes of God, I think. I don't know if we've got enough gems. We need 50. So we can alchemize a couple of gems if we want, because I'm keen to do it this turn. Let's just alchemize a couple of water gems. We lose 2 gems and gain 1 pearl. When we alchemize. There we go. So we've now got 50 astral pearls. So let's get her doing that. Do we want to overcast it? I don't remember the AI really bothering to try to take your stuff down like that. I don't think it can hurt though. We don't really need the water gems at the moment, so we could probably spare a few fire. Let's overcast it by 10, just in case, right? That's a lot. By the way, that's kind of quite a lot of gems to alchemize. Quite expensive, but just in case, it's, you know, we don't want it to go down. She's probably going to get Fate of Oedipus cast on her fairly quick. Let's go. Anyway, so 60. We're just going to overcast it slightly. Now, Amelia is going to be able to see everything in the world, which is including down under the cave layer, I believe. I think that's how that works. So yeah, next turn we're going to have Omniscience, and that's going to be really cool. Hathor has made it back now. Let's get her forging the Vine Shield. So yeah, it's going to be 2 nature magic, 10 nature gems. Sorry, we don't have a lot of nature gems actually. I'll think about this because we don't have a lot of nature gems. Actually, I think she might be better off. She's probably site searched pretty much everything now. She's been site searching for a couple of years, I think. Okay, we've got Derimakia. The Sage Queen. Again, we want to send her to the front line. Now, have we got a Sage Queen here? No. So we want one in... Yeah, we've already got one here. We've got Wanda here in the Towers of Heaven. Let's send Derimakia to go and oversee the coming war with Jomon from the Fort of Vath. Or from the Citadel of Vath. I think it's the Citadel now. Yeah, this is the Citadel. Okay. I think we're everything else is looking pretty good. We've got a lot of money, but we want to be safe. I want to actually save a little money now, just in case there's a we need to put a quick fort up, or there's a problem we've got to deal with fast. Yeah, we're starting to get a decent amount of. Let's just make these guys a little bit smaller. We've got a decent amount of troops now. Sorry, a decent amount of researchers. A lot of potential communion slaves as well. Now we don't need to. I don't think we need to worry too much about communions in this game. It's don't do right. Here's some advice, and this is something that it will say on Illwiki as well. I showed you communions, right? Communions are really cool. They're really fun to use. They're interesting, but they're dangerous. Okay, you can lose like all your communion slaves, and like all it takes is for one enemy, like for the enemy to attack you, or you have some kind of mishap, and you lose a couple of communion slaves, and that's all your spell scripting gone. The other thing is that you can end up like fatiguing, like killing a load of your community slaves through fatigue if you've not scripted things right, like I did. So it's really dangerous. You don't really want to do it unless unless you absolutely have to. Really, you should be using those guys mostly for putting up very, very big spells that you don't normally have access to. Okay. Let's just see what else we're doing. Oh, we've probably got another Dream Star gone up. Sorry, what do we call it? A Dream Orb. Dream Stone. There we go. We've got another Lightless Lantern as well. Now, it looks like you cannot put 2 of these items on one character anymore. Oh, you can. Okay. Okay, I don't want to give her that. Let's find... character. Yeah, we'll give her the Lightless Lantern. There we go. Look, she's actually got 37 research ability now because of the 2 items, the Skull Mentor and the Lightless Lantern. The Lightless Lantern has got a potential. It can potentially horror mark you, and I think I'd probably rather horror mark somebody who is already Cursed. Because if they, you know, I don't really care if they die. So yeah, that's probably an idea. But yeah, 37 research for one mage is pretty crazy. Okay. Yeah, what's our research ability? Wow, nearly 1500. And we've got quite a lot of mages out doing stuff too. That research ability will drop. Like, it will drop fairly quickly. We're about to hit Evocation 7, by the way. This is going to give us Firestorm, elemental water opposition. We would need Communion to do Firestorm. Firestorm's a bit of a dangerous spell to do, obviously, but that will kill basically everything on the battlefield, providing you're also defended from it. We could come up with a way of using Firestorm, guys, if we really wanted to. But I'm really going for the spell Flamestorm in Evocation. That's going to be my first kind of big game-ending spell, I think. Okay. Yeah, looks like we need some more. Let's split some of these guys into this group. I'm going to figure out as we come into this war. I think now is probably the time to do this battle. Yeah, I think now is the time to attack Jomon, now that they've been attacked by Erythrea. It looks like they're moving their armies, so it looks like they're not in a particularly great position to be able to defend against us. I think what we want to do... do we save? I'm just thinking. Let me just pause it and think a sec, guys, so you're not waiting too long. Okay, folks, so yeah, I've decided I am going to attack this turn. So let's quickly script this. I was going to do it off script, but, you know, off camera, but I think you guys like to see it. So I'll try and do it quite quickly. Let's split these knights into different groups. So we've got a couple of different knights. So first of all, we're going to start with with Grey Mountains. We're going to attack into Grey Woods here. We can't get to Skither, but that's what Tower of Haven is for. So we're going to send Andromakia and Meliath. These are going to be our two main commanders, at least the military commanders. And we're going to send everything we've got, basically. So let's go on fire. Get these guys in a sparse line like this. And they're just going to fire straight away. In fact, we'll just go on fire. These guys are going to go on hold attack, and we're going to go on hold attack cavalry, I think. That's shift V. These guys are going to go on hold and attack. These spearmen, they're going to go in line formation. And they're just going to go on hold and attack. These guys are probably going to run through those spears, actually. So maybe we just put those back. Yeah, actually, I might split these spears into two more even groups. What's that? 29 and 25. Put a couple more in the other side. Okay, so we're going to have one group of spearmen on that side. The reason why I'm splitting them up, by the way, is because, yeah, it's kind of, I guess, more control is one reason. The other reason, I think, is that we can actually start doing things like trying to overload one flank or another. So we could actually put weaker troops on one side. There's some really cool stuff that you can do with regards to flanks, right? So, like, classic tactics would be put your weaker troops on one side. The enemy comes in, beats them. Those weaker troops fall back, right? And then you've got either stronger troops behind. So then, like, it doesn't matter that you lose these weak troops, right? Because you've given the enemy some casualties. They rush forwards, and then your other troops, your stronger force, actually moves around and envelops them. That's one thing you can do. I've not really seen people do that much in Dominions, at least not the players that I've seen. But I think it seems like it would be a viable tactic because it's quite a realistic combat system. Anyway, let's get these guys moving in to the Great Woods. They also want some mage support. Okay, by the way, here in Grey Woods now, we're going to switch to making militia. And I know that sounds like crazy. Like, why would you do that, Ben? Well, how much do we want? Yeah, I might just add some militia. I want this for siege chaff. We're going to build a whole bunch of militia. And we're going to get another... Yeah, we'll get a lady commander, and we've actually got one more commander point here. Get a cloistered lady, and we can start bringing in... we can start praying or preaching as we come in. Okay, so those guys are going in. Let's just check out what we've got. They've got army consists of mainly samurai archers, samurai cavalry, and obans. Okay, so the archers we're not worried about too much. I'm going to get these guys firing at the archers. I might have these guys holding and attacking archers. We'll go those guys holding an attack, hold an attack. Let's just go in this whole thing. I'm going to move them back a little bit. We also might want a cavalry trap. Yeah, this is a big strong front line, by the way. But I do want the... Oh, we got crossbowmen in there somewhere. Yeah, we got a crossbowman in here. Whoops. So I'll just put him to make sure that they have the same movement speed and stuff. Yeah. No. So let's just get that crossbowman out. Yeah, so this is going to be kind of like overkill, probably. But let's move in anyway. We're also going to send in some mage support. We're going to send a Feminie sorceress. We probably want... Yeah, I think we probably want to be buffing our troops. So 2 Feminie sorceress looks good. That's probably enough. I don't think we're going to need a whole lot of magic. Let's get another one of those fire in a jars. Now these guys can do fire elementals, like a free fire elemental at the start of the battle, pretty much. Not free. I mean, you still have to cast it, but you see what I mean. So yeah, we're going to get Kaney and Cora. They're going to be the brains behind this operation. I think we'll have them. Yeah, we'll have them kind of like in the center, I guess, behind the archers. They'll move the archers forwards. Now they might take arrows if they get fired at. Yeah, I probably do need a cavalry trap too. She just wants to be on retreat because she's a scout. Let's get them and cast spells. What spells do we want? Okay, Phoenix Power is a good bet. And then... now, we could just blast out like Phantasmal Knights and stuff like this. 100 fatigue cost, but that's quite a lot. So that's pretty much all they're going to be doing. We could empower... Excuse me. They could go into a communion and cast Living Fire, but that's an overkill. We're going to be using a lot of gems. However, that said, let's give them some gems. We don't need to be stingy with gems now. So I do want to put them on conservative magic use. But if we're gonna let's make the best of our better spells now, rather because I've been a bit lazy in this game, I think, and I think it's good to kind of like experiment with some of the other cool stuff that you can do in the game. So let's have a look at what we got with fire. We got Flame Eruption. Okay, this is a close range spell. We don't want to be using that. That's better. Our giant would be wanting to use that kind of spell, so we'll probably set him doing that. Furious Warriors is really good. By the way, you know how I was talking about the militia? If you want to make your militia quite good, cast this spell on them. Like Furious Warriors, will give them +2 attack skill, so they're repelling better and killing better, and then they're going to get more morale. So they're going to go up from like 7 morale or whatever it is to 9. I'll just remind myself of what the militia were actually. Oh, actually, the morale's 11 already. Oh, that's because of the home province. So yeah, their base morale is 9, so you're going to go up to 11, 12 if you're in friendly dominion, plus you're probably going to increase it if you're led by a decent commander. So actually these guys are all of a sudden they go up, they become very, very cheap troops. Now they're not perfect because they're not going to have great defense, but they're going to have better skills. So this is where like later in the game, once the better spells come out, you can start getting really cost efficient with the stuff that you're doing. Anyway, let's get back to this. So they're going to cast Phoenix Power. I want to I like keeping my troops alive. That's one good thing you can do. Group Look. So Group Look's always worth casting. We've got Mass Confusion, Charm. Charm's a very good spell. We've got Enslave Mind, but while we might as well cast Charm. We could actually cast that with a gem. So, or we could go into the Communion. But I think for now, rather than messing around with communions, yeah, I think we'll do. Let's do the buffing spells, and if we come up against something that looks like it really needs more of a, more we need to like script a little bit more carefully, then we can worry about that later. Let's go for Group Look. Group look's going to do look in an area effect of 3. We're going to get her to cast that a couple of times. And then we'll just keep her on. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that with both of them. Let's just control 1 that one, and then we'll copy it across. Yeah, so we're gonna be casting look probably on our big line of troops here, or on the sort of spearmen. It doesn't really matter which. We don't have a cavalry trap aside from Andromeda here at the back. Yeah, I don't need to worry about that. I don't think. Let's just make sure we've got some of our... Yeah, we've got these guys on hold and attack cavalry. Those are on hold and attack archers. Ah, we've got both cavalry on one side. We don't want to do that. Let's get those guys there. Okay, that's good. That's that one battle scripted. I'll try and do the next one quicker. Let's get Offer here, just to move into Skither. We're not going to have to worry too much about this. These guys are going to ruffle stomp the enemy. Let's have... Yeah, I might put these guys on a flank in skirmish formation, and I'll have on attack and fire and retreat. We'll get the firing at enemy archers. These guys are going to go and hold and attack closest, I think. We'll have these guys on hold and attack cavalry again. We'll have these in line formation, and we'll see if we can. We'll see if we can kill the cavalry with that. This guy himself, we're going to script him, so he's going to get Phoenix power, fire shield to protect himself. It's going to make him much more difficult to kill, because anybody attacking him is going to get is going to get set on fire essentially. And then where were we? Flame eruption is what he's just going to spam this out. So I'm going to go and advance and cast spells. Let's get him at the front. He's like, I don't want him to die, but at the same time, I want him to get into the battle, right? And he's a really, really powerful dude. We can also have him. Yeah, these are fire resistant. Let's give him a couple of guards. So we will only be able to get one of these in each. I actually have 3 guards. And let's get these guys on a hold and attack commander. So hold and attack. Hold and attack closest. Careful with the Feminie archers here. Oh, I messed that up a little bit, guys. Sorry. The Feminie archers here might get... I remember now we've got enemy cavalry. Let's just keep those on fire and keep distance. Yeah, that's our main battle line. We'll have the cavalry going straight in the front. I think we're going to wreck these guys. I don't need to worry too much about the scripting. But let's have it something like that. You'll get to see a big stompy giant going in anyway, guys, and that's going to be fun. Then we've got Antiope. Antiope can move in this way. She's also going to need some mage support. Let's have these guys on hold and attack. Hold and attack closest. Are we blessed? By the way, are we blessing these troops that are going in here? That's one thing I might have forgotten. No, we don't have any sacreds. Okay, didn't need to worry about it there. This battle here, I think, is going to be pretty simple. Oh, get her picking up those troops that were just lying around. We want a mage going in here, so let's get Aiello going in here too. I'm just going to move this to a glamour mage if we've got one in the area. No. Okay, so we don't want to take the research item with us. Radia and Othello, let's give her the fire in a jar again, so they can actually use some gems. I'd actually forgotten that in this battle here. I don't think we're going to need it though. Like, this doesn't look like a huge scary battle. Let's see what we can script these guys to do. So let's put them on Phoenix power group look and all that stuff again. Oops. Yeah, let's get these guys back. Let's have her there. I'm going to give her guard. Oops. Yeah, she's going to... Let's just give them just a couple of these guards, just in case we have a problem. You know, somebody comes around the back of them. Group look, spells. I think then we're going to actually cast... Right, so there's no reason why we can't just cast Summon Fire Elemental here. Just one. It's not going to hurt us too much. I mean, we might set our own troops on fire, but you know, it's always a risk. Let's get her doing that as well. These guys doing this as well. We'll summon a fire elemental off. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3 attacked. 10 enemy units, mainly samurai cavalry. Okay. Let's get these ladies moving in further. Where is... Ah, there he is, Trana. Now they looks like they've put up... Okay, we're going to attack... sneak an attack into Lomark here. Now, these are quite far out of enemy territory. In fact, I might actually sneak an attack this way. That's going to be smarter. Because what will happen is, if they get beaten for whatever reason, they are more likely... There we go, control and attack. That's it. So sneak and attack. They're going to be more likely to get out, basically. But I don't think we're going to have a problem here. Have this scout on retreat, just in case it gets found. Let's have him going that way. Patrona here moving back. It's going to start moving our troops just like deeper and deeper into Jomon itself. Okay, now we've got a battle. We've got a bunch of troops here. We've not actually scripted these guys, or we've not actually set these troops up yet. Ah, we don't have a commander. Ah, it's a shame. We're not ready to attack yet. I think now's the time, though, because Arethia are moving in. Arethia will probably move here next into Raspberry Woods, or they might go down into Droigar. Just depends on how much of a war they're really wanting to go for. They've got Clockwork Soldiers, Vine Men, and Terracotta Soldiers, so they're actually summoning a bunch of troops. It's kind of interesting. Let's get her making... Let's actually get her doing Voice of Apathy so we can try and increase our gem count. Okay, we've got another commander here. We probably want to build another one too, and we'll get... let's get another Feminie Sorceress on the way. In fact, no, we'll go for... Yeah, we'll get another Feminie Sorceress on the way, I think, just to recover the one that we've made. Again, we're going to start building up militia here now, so that we've got some siege chaff incoming. There we go. Oops. You can wait there. I also might take in Alamusa. We'll wait. We'll wait. Our initial goals for this war are to take these provinces here, and then we're going to move down and systematically take every one of their forts. This is going to be quite a long war, I think, because it takes a while to fort these down, to get rid of these, you know, to siege these forts down. That's why I'm building like cheap, crappy siege chaff. We need loads of these guys, and we're going to need, you know, a fair few commanders to actually. We're going to need some commanders to be able to control them, to command them as well. There we are. Okay. Everything else is looking okay, I think, guys. We don't have a whole lot of cash. So let's get a Feminie Savant up here. Got any commanders? No. All right, we want to send some of these down to the front line. Maybe we get a commander here. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Yeah, here at Midgard, we probably don't need any more troops. These, no, I want more just in case we do get attacked by Arethria. Let me tell you what I'm thinking. The reason why I want more of these Lady Arms is because if we do get ever sieged, they will be plugging up the gap. However, we might actually be better off switching those out for the Feminie City Guard. Actually, they're a lot cheaper. So let's get some of those Feminie City Guard up as well as the archers. All right, now I'm just going to quickly go through all our mages, just make sure we've not. Yeah, let's get her down to the front line. I think we don't want tons of expensive mages just sitting around researching now. They're not the most expensive, you know, they're not the most useful mages. Oh yeah, we got another battle here to script. So let's send some siege chaff over to Green Marshes to get that done quick. Mind you, that said, what do we got? We got Phoebe, we've got Kersey, we've got Anani. You don't want to be building palisades. You want to be building the palisade. Going for that construction. Let's just get all our mages going in this way now. Then what we'll do is we'll split these forces. I think I'm going to send one of these groups. I don't think we need all of these. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to need all of these archers. So I'm going to send one of these groups to go to... Yeah, I think these guys are going to actually send... Oops. No, we want 2 different groups here. Yeah, and then those, I think these guys we're actually going to send those to the battle. Sorry, to the siege of the Castle of Green Marshes. And then the knights, however, probably going to keep here. The reason why I'm hesitating is I'm just wondering to myself, have we got enough? Let's put these guys into 2 groups now, I think, and then we'll actually send these crossbows in with her. Okay, that's how we're going to do it. Now it's Anani is the one. Yeah, she's the one we're going to send over to Green Marshes to go and help with that, to just get that one done quick. We're probably going to we will need some mages going down that way too. That's while we're thinking about that. There's going to be nothing in there, so we probably don't need much mage support. We want some mage support though. We got a law mistress here. Let's send her. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll send her and a bunch of some communion slaves. Well, they can either act individually, which will be powerful enough, or we can just send them in as. Yeah, we can put them in a communion. Okay. Kirata. Oh, right. So Kirata here is. Okay. He's not really got a lot of troops. That might be enough for a raiding party, though. Maybe I'll just grab a couple more of these. Yeah. Just grab a couple of these out of these lines and put this into a raiding party, led by Kiratia here. Give her some glamour gems. If she get any gear that she could use, let's give her. Yeah, we'll just thug her out. Okay, and she can advance. Yeah, I think something like that. Put on conservative gem use. Okay, so she can sneak off into the Jomon's back lines now. Ready to pop up. I should have sent her out before probably, but there we go. Yeah, I think we're about there, guys. We're searching for magic sites. Gosh, it's been a long turn. I think next time, folks, I'm going to do my best to kind of get the planning done before I record the episode. Okay, Mountains of Madness. We probably let's just keep these here for now. Yeah, she's going to be needed later. Get her researching. You can wait. By the way, some of these also don't forget to send gems out with some of your troops. One of the best things to do is actually to put a bunch of gems on one of your scouts. So like this. Got no astral pearls this turn. But yes, like something like this, yeah. And then make sure that you've then you can actually replenish the gems of your mages as you go, and they won't get involved in battle. Okay, we've got another 2. We've got Ilda and Laia here. Move those guys out. No, I want them going that way. I want you going that way. There we go. Okay, we're good to go, I think, guys. Just might move that scout down that way, and then we're going to end the turn. I'm going to end the episode here, folks, because that was quite a long one. Next, yeah. Actually, no, look. You've just sat and watched me do a whole load of scripting, which isn't the most exciting thing necessarily. I'm going to try to minimise that next turn, by the way. Next episode. However, let's get some payoff for you being patient and watching me brain fart. Yeah, let's watch some battles, because I think it's nice to round out an episode by seeing some cool battles. Also, another thing is that for those of you who, not that keen on seeing all these sort of individual scripting of how I think about stuff, then you can kind of skip towards the end of the episode. All right. Research and Evocation 7 is completed. We got some big spells now. This is like, you know, getting towards the end game stuff. We've cast Voice of Apsu. We didn't find anything. We've cast the Eyes of God. Right, now we can see everything. Global Enchantment was cast successfully. Okay, there was a battle in Skither. Here we go. So this is this is Offer, the king of the lost tribe, and the force that he's been given. It's just tiny, look though. Yeah, he's casting Furious Warriors. He's not going to worry too much about you know, buffing, because there's nothing here. This is just some Ashigaru or whatever they're called. Yeah, there's Ashigaru. We're not even going to get... I don't think we're even going to get any casualties here, guys. Yeah, okay. So there we go. Oh, we lost a Lady Knight. Interesting. I wonder what happened there. I'm not going to rewatch it. There was a battle in Sod Earth. Okay, this... Ooh, there's a big force here. Okay. Can we take these guys on? I don't think it's good. Looking good. I think we've got probably far too many. It's probably far too many of them. And we're in enemy dominion. If we can kill some of these cavalry, though, I mean, that's going to be some good hit points. You know, remember that you've just got to kill 75% of their hit points totally. Nah, this is not happening. This is not happening. These guys are too strong. Yeah, we've got Fire Elementals coming in too. Oh no, so one of our raiding parties has been destroyed already. The enemy was obviously moving their... They were moving their troops through. Let's just have a look what we lost there. We actually lost 13 Veiled ones and an Unseen one, so that was a bit of a shame. We didn't really kill much. 6 units made it back. Only 2 made it back to enemy territory, to friendly territory. Okay, so that was our first, you know, first blood, and actually we lost the force there. Very, very unfortunate. Let's have a look at the battle in the Wold. Okay, yeah, this is... Oh, a lot... Ah! There's the Raven of the Underworld, the enemy god. With the Ring of Frost and the Crown of Lead to give it more magic resistance. Yeah, that's going to be impossible to get spells on now. Very, very difficult. And it's also got poison resistance with the Snake Ring and Poison Touch. Okay. We might be able to kill the enemy god here. I think they've just not got enough, really, to be able to fight us off. Here we go. Furious Warriors. Boosting the morale and attack power of our troops. So we've got our Horse Tribe cavalry just shooting at these ethereal dispossessed spirits. Not their best target, to be honest. Shame we haven't got any magic weapons. We're probably going to lose a fair amount of troops here. These things are like, you know, glass cannons. They've got 1 hit point. They've got 75% chance to dodge any hit that goes through. But they do a paralyzed attack. So they are, you know, they're kind of dangerous. But the enemy tends to, you know, you tend to field them in large groups and then split them up with... You want to kind of intermingle them with things like Long Dead. Okay, Jomon's routed. What happened there to his god? Let me just have a look at that. Did we kill it? Yeah, we killed it. Okay, let me just watch that battle again. Sorry guys, I was not paying attention. Let's see what happened there. It must did it come down? Where's this Raven of the Underworld? Is it dead already? No. Okay, so it's cast Astral Shield. I wonder what it's scripted to do. Oh, there it is. It came down here, look. So this is the start of combat round 3, and it came down. Oh, and it was just too close to us. It was just too close to us. Took a large amount of damage right at the start of the battle. We did lose some troops here. Yeah, it got killed by crossbows. So it was killed by crossbows. Interesting. We lost a Feminie sorceress. So that's what happened. It came down and killed one of our sorceress. But that was their god. I mean, that is like Jomon are in big trouble now. You killed our god. This war will not end until the nation of Feminie is annihilated. There was a battle in Silbermark. Okay, they should have seen this coming, right? We were building up on their borders for a long, long time. Okay, a little bit more of a modest army. Now, the reason why I'm attacking with such big forces, by the way, is partly because I don't have that many commanders. The other thing is I am going to split them up. But we do need decent-sized forces to take, like, to reliably take the Citadel provinces. There's a battle in Great Woods. Again, another big force. As you can see, Dominion 6 has got so much bigger battles, and you're just loads more armies. I've seen a few people saying, "Oh, you know, now that there's more battles, you've just got more scripting and more management, or micromanagement is the word they always use, which is just completely not the right word. Like more micromanagement, and it's like, not really. I don't feel that there's any more scripting in Dominion 6 as there was in Dominion 5. I don't like. There's less commanders for a start, so you tend to be using less commanders. Amalius was discovered and attacked in Jomon. Okay, she was actually successfully able to retreat. That was good. And Aini was attacked and discovered in Amman Forest. Okay, there was a big force here. Geryon the Triple-Headed. Geryon is a three-headed gigante descended from the Phaeacian gigantes of Black Corcyria. Long ago, he settled in the land of the setting sun and was tasked with guarding the red cattle of the underworld. He was giving Orthus, the Hound of Twilight, to guard his herd. When the mermen of Erythea arrived in his lands, he allowed them to remain as long as they did not disturb his red cattle. Geryon has befriended a Cyclops herdsman that now herd his wondrous cattle. Interesting, okay. So this is where these cattle are coming from, I guess. The red cattle from Erythea. This is really, really cool. They've got a whole bunch of stuff. They've got a mermage here, water 2. They got one, yeah. They've got water 2. He's earth 2, fire 1. Got a bunch of other stuff coming in as well. Oh, they've animated the forest. Okay. All right, so we've started to destroy the fort in Green Marshes. The walls are moderately destroyed. Yeah, I made the right choice here. I think moving some siege chaff into this battle, because into this siege, it was going to take a very long time to get rid of it. And I want to take this fort. It's going to be essential for us guarding, basically. In okay, Ladina. She must have ran from this battle. Ah, Phoebe, the Lady Commander. I see. Right. Okay. Here's what's happened. She's got no horse, so she needs to return to get her horse. Now, she's still got decent leadership. Wow, look at this. Phoebe, she's cursed though. She must have got cursed by well, that must have been attacking the Raven of the Underworld, or it cursed her with a spell, or someone cursed her with a spell. I didn't bring. Oh, that was dumb of me. I didn't bring any astral pearls, did I? Okay, we'll do that next turn. Now, anyway, look, we got the Eyes of God up. We can see everything. This is really, really cool. So we get to have a look at Lemuria. Yeah, Lemuria's like killed all its population. Look, 80. Look, pop kill. This is why pop kill's horrible. Deal with, because there's no population now in Lemuria. It's just the lands of the dead. We've got Phalegra here. Looks like Phalegra's been. That's going to be getting pop killed as well. If it just depends whether they're able to keep their dominion up or not. But it's not looking great. Yeah, it looks like Lemuria's got their lands right underneath the south of Phalegra here. Here's Arcos Scaphali. Yeah, as you can see, we are a big nation. I think Erythea is big as well. Let's have a look at the score graphs. Oh, that's the wrong one. Where are we? There we are. So, yeah, Arco's actually got more provinces than Erythea. That's interesting. Erythea got as many forts as us. Yeah, their income's actually higher. So Erythea look like they're like Jomon have just lost some of their income. Last turn they were like about the same level as Erythea, but now Erythea is starting to take them over, and we're attacking too. Gem income, we are winning, so we get to see all their gem income now. Gem income's a big indicator of who's doing, who's going to be strong in the end game. Look at our research. look, the AI doesn't min-max it, but it's not. It doesn't neglect it completely. But look at this. We are basically bringing the big guns while they're still playing with pea shooters. I think this game's as good as ours, to be honest, folks. But it's going to be fun figuring out how we're going to do it, because you can still, It's going to be hard for me to lose now, to be honest. But, you know, I suppose I could always make... Don't put it past battle mode to make some serious blunders. And hopefully you'll get to see some really, really good fun spells coming out. Gosh, this was a long episode. I'm sorry about the length of it, folks. It took a while for me to do those initial scripting. We don't need to worry about... I think what I'll do next time... Now you've seen how I go through the scripting process. I probably... Like, if it's going to be a long... You know, like another 20-minute period where I'm just scripting armies, I might just script them and then show you what I've done. And then I can, you know, turn 20 minutes into 2 minutes. And we can get more action done that way. But we'll see how it goes. I know that some of you really like the, you know, the high detail, and others of you, you know, that you prefer just to get things moving. So kind of trying to strike a balance between those two things. But yeah, this is the situation we've got at the moment. Looks like Jomon have like moved a big army to defend their capital here. Losing at start off, this is a bit of a problem. Let's just have a look at the... Yeah, I was just having a look to see if there was any battle records. Just remind myself of what happened here. Yeah, this was the unseen ones, wasn't it? Yeah, that was unfortunate. We did lose quite a lot of sacred units there, but there's plenty more of those coming back in, though. And we don't need to worry too much about raiding. These are going to be a great raiding nation, I think. Like, well, not great, because you're not going to be... You don't have enough of them, the unseen ones, or the veiled ones, to be able to really, you know, alpha strike all of your enemies' provinces all at once. However, they are, you know, you can do some cool stuff with it. Like, if we'd have taken that province, any enemies retreating, trying to go into these provinces here, they would have all been destroyed. But as it was, they probably got some people retreating back here from this battle at Great Woods. Yeah, so we've got Skither under siege now. Look, we've got a whole bunch of militia here. Now, this is why I built the Feminie militia. They're not the best siege strength, look, but they are pretty damn cheap. They don't really cost much. They're 6 gold, so they're probably relatively effective. They're not the best troops, obviously, but you can throw them into a battle at a pinch and watch them die in droves. Or you can buff them up and actually, you know, get something decent out of them. But yeah, you'll find that we're going to get some... We're going to move a whole bunch of these guys in now. And I'll actually set that up just for next turn. So we'll move those into siege chaff. And try to get this fort at Skither down. Once we can capture that... We're pretty close to Jomon, right? Jomon's built a lot of forts, by the way. It's building forts in all of its... It looks like it's building forts in most of its provinces. Interesting thing. I've not seen this before. I can't remember if the way that resources are pulled in from surrounding places have changed in this. I don't think so. Yeah, look, Jomon's only got 175 resources here. So that's not great. That's a problem. That's partly because it's no longer able to pull resources in from these places here, Scythia, anywhere where it's built forts, basically close to Jomon. So Jomon itself, like these individual places, are getting more resources. So if you don't need a lot of resources, this is not a terrible idea. It's because you don't share the recruitment points, right? So if you don't need a lot of resources, but Jomon kind of do for their samurai, assuming that they're going to be using a lot of the samurai. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing to kind of figure out. No, we don't want to attack there, I don't think. I don't know. Anyway, folks, I'm not going to go on with this episode for too much longer. I hope you enjoyed the series. Anyway, now the war with Jomon has begun. This is going to be one of our big wars, and we've got to see that what we can take from Erythria. I wonder if we can. Yeah, look, those guys this turn also look like they. Okay, yeah, so this was just them discovering a scout. I don't think we're still at war. No, we're not at war. We could get a non-aggression pact with them. That said, though, I think actually if we were in a war with Erythria at the same time, this would make the game more difficult, and it might be more interesting for you guys to watch. Like, I think with my magic path, with my magic ability, my research, sorry, being so high. Like, look, we're going to hit evocation 8 next turn. Oh, and is it next turn? No. We've got basically, it's going to be like 3 turns, and then we're going to get evocation 8. There's no denying that this is, the end game stuff. And, what do we got here? Well, really, most of what we can cast here is Astral Tempest. We're probably not going to do that. We can't do Aurora Borealis. No, we're just going through. We got Pillar of Fire though. Very, very powerful combat spell. It's 20 fatigue cost. Look, area effect 1, but it does 35 armor piercing damage. Adds a lingering cloud where it hits. Level 2, area 10. So this is just going to, you can spam this out with anybody who can cast Phoenix. No, yeah, any level 2 mage, or any level 1 fire mage that you've got that's also got a gem. Basically, can cast that one out. Or you can use the gem to cast Phoenix Pyre, and then you can start casting that. So yeah, very, very dangerous. You could have like a whole line of people just doing that spell. And then not long after that, we are going to get... Where are we? Fire. We're going to go for Flamestorm. 1 gem, and it just nukes the enemy battlefield. The side of the enemy battlefield. It's just going to be absolutely beautiful to watch. And I'm very, very much looking forward to it. All right, guys, I'm going to go. Catch you later. Take care.